Welcome to another VerbLing English class. This one is academic English. We will focus on comprehension while reading. We will also focus on pronunciation and speaking. Class will get started once students arrive in the class. I'm just preparing the article for reading right now. Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to another class.
Thank you.
Guess what we're reading about today?
Housing?
No.
No. Maybe education. We had housing problems, economical problems, treatment. We talked about health.
Shouldn't
maybe
be
fashion.
surprised. Well, see, news is only about problems. News is rarely about good things. So we're going to talk about water today.
Water?
Water. And how people are running out of water. Guess which country is running out of water?
The first country which comes to mind is maybe some African country.
Yeah, oddly, no, not in Africa. It's much closer to home.
Much closer?
Yes.
Liechtenstein?
No, that's much further away. Liechtenstein. They've got mountains. How can they run out of water? No, the United States.
United States? Run out of water?
Is running out of water.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. Well, look, everyone's coming in. Ahmed, welcome, sir.
Hello, Simon. How are you doing?
I'd rather just sleep through today. So welcome to class, Ahmed. I hope you're doing better than me.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Thank you. And Luis, how are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. I'm just arrived from job. But I'm here to attend your class.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you could make it. We're going to have an interesting story today. We're going to get started in just a minute.
Oh, cool.
Raphael, sir, how are you?
Hello, Simon. I'm fine. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing okay, sir. I'm doing okay. Welcome to another fun-filled, but it's not a fun class. This is about reading and learning. We can joke around, but it's not as much fun as Friday's class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Samuel, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you, Simon?
I'm good, thanks. Where are you from, Samuel?
In Madrid. This is my second class with you. I live in Spain.
Well, excellent. I'm glad you could make it. What I'm doing right now is I'm just sharing out my screen so you guys can see what we're going to be reading. Samuel, would you like to be the first one to read? Now, I don't know why the screen did that. Thank you, Mac. This is all in Google Drive in the Hangout notes. But what I would like you to do is to read the first paragraph, please.
All right. 7 states running out of water. The United States is currently engulfed in one of the worst droughts in recent memory. More than 30% of the country experienced a less moderate drought as of last week's data. Sorry.
Droughts.
Drought.
Droughts.
Drought.
Droughts. It's plural. You got to pronounce the S.
Droughts.
Better. Engulfed.
Engulf.
Excellent. Ahmed, the next paragraph, please.
Sorry, excuse me, Simon. Drought comes from dry.
That would certainly make sense. The derivation of the word. Yeah. So but drought specifically means a prolonged period of abnormally low rainfall.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Dry is, I mean, yes, in a drought it's dry. It's persistently dry.
Okay.
Ahmed.
Yes. In 7 states, I don't know, sorry, because I can't read from my screen. That's the problem. So I have to read from your screen. Can you just highlight the part that I should? Yeah, thank you very much. In still small. Sorry about that. I can't see it.
Okay, well, why don't you try and work on your Google Drive and get it working, and maybe leave the class, restart your browser, and come back in.
If you don't mind, could you just post the link on in Google Chat or something? It is easier. I mean, it will be opened easily.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Well, okay. I have it open now. In 7 states, drought conditions were so severe that each had more of its area in severe drought. Severe drought is characterized by crop loss, frequent water shortages, and mandatory water use restrictions. Based on data from the U.S. Drought Monitor, 24th. Sorry.
24/7.
No, yeah, because okay, the problem with that bird, that bird came up. Okay, if you don't mind, just skip me this time. Sorry about that.
Okay, let me hear you say
I can't get rid of
characterize.
the adverb. Okay, characterize.
Shortages.
Shortages.
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
Excellent. All right, Alexandra, could you read the next paragraph, please?
In an interview, U.S. Department of Agriculture meteorologist Brad Trippey told 24/7 Wall Street that drought has been a long-running issue in parts of the country. This drought has dragged on for 3.5 years in some areas, particularly in North Texas, Trippey said.
Thank you. Luis.
Simon, may I ask a question?
You just did.
I always thought that issue is less important and less serious than problem.
That really depends. Okay. In my line of work, an issue is something that needs to be dealt with. It is a problem. Okay. There's really not a lot of difference. We generally use the term issue. Okay. See, in problem, Generally, a problem is unwelcome or harmful, but then again, it really does depend on what you're talking about. See, in project management, an issue could be regarded as unwelcomed or harmful as well, right? So I think depending on what you're talking about, they're almost synonymous. But generally, you think about the problem as being much bigger than an issue.
Isn't that a problem then?
That's why I said they're more or less synonymous. Okay, so for example, the issue in the Ukraine is rather severe. Well, is that not a problem? Right?
It is. It's a problem.
Yeah. Right, but we use the term issue. So maybe issue is an understatement. Okay, the subtleties of language. Luis, could you read the next paragraph, please?
While large portions of the 7 states suffer from severe drought, in some parts of these states, drought conditions are even worse. In 6 of the 7 states with the highest level of drought, more than 30% of each state was in extreme drought as of last week. A more severe level of drought characterized by major crop and pasture losses, as well as widespread water shortages.
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 Pasture.
Pasture.
Highest.
Highest.
These.
These.
All right. Next, Noelia, if you could read this paragraph, please.
Okay. Additionally, in California and Oklahoma, 25 and 30% of the states, respectively, suffer from exceptional drought, the highest severity classification. Under exceptional drought, crop and pasture loss is widespread, and shortages of well and reservoir water can be led to water emergencies.
Okay. Shortages.
Shortages.
Reservoir.
Reservoir.
Thank you. Hi, Raphael.
Hi.
Your turn, sir.
Drought has a major impact on important crops such as winter wheat. So much of the winter wheat is grown across the southern half of the Great Plains, Ripper said, an area that includes Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, 3 of the hardest hit states. Texas alone had nearly 250,000 farms in 2012, the most out of any state, while neighboring Oklahoma had more than 80,000 farms, trailing only 3 other states.
Well done. States.
States.
Has had.
Has had.
Excellent. All right, Samuel, if you could read the next paragraph, please.
Okay. In the Southwest, concerns are less focused on agriculture and more on reservoir level explained by in Arizona reserve levels were just 2/3 of their usual average. Worse style in New Mexico reservoir stores were only slightly more than half of their normal levels, and Nevada is the worst of all. We see stores there at about 1/3 of what you would expect, Ripe said.
Expect.
Expect.
X.
Expert.
Perfect. Nevada.
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 Storage.
Storage.
Half.
Half.
Worse still.
Worse still.
Reservoir.
Reservoir.
2/3.
2/3.
Just.
Just.
Reservoir.
Reservoir.
Focused.
Focus.
Focused.
Focused.
No, focused. It's just focused.
Focused.
Focus. Focus.
Focus.
D.
The. Focused.
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 Close, but it's not a pronunciation class, so I won't harp on it for too long. Ahmed, are things working?
Yes, it is. I want to ask a question. What does reservoir
Reservoir,
mean?
it's just a big puddle of water. Think of it as a like a lake. It might be behind a dam, but basically a reservoir is an area of water stored for human use.
Okay, thank you. Well, the situation in California may well be the most problematic of any state. The entire state was suffering from severe drought as of last week, and 75% of all land area was under extreme drought. Reservoirs, which are generally fed by the Sierra Nevadas and the Southern Cascades, are where we see the real problems. Repi said, restrictions on agricultural water use has forced many California farmers to leave field fallow. He added, at the current usage rate, California has less than 2 years of water remaining.
Thank you. Sierra Nevada.
Sierra Nevadas.
Yeah, Sierra Nevadas, that's correct.
Okay.
Well done. Where?
Where?
Good, excellent. All right, next paragraph. Alexandra.
Sorry, I didn't understand farmers to leave fields fallow.
Fallow means empty.
To leave fields empty.
Now, historically, to leave a field fallow is done on purpose.
To make it more.
Yeah. So today with fertilization, you don't need to leave a field fallow, but back 100 years or two ago, we had to. Now, leaving a field fallow simply means to leave it empty. You're not going to plant any crops.
Do we use this adjective independently, like simply saying fallow?
I can't think of any occasion where I have done it.
So it's like a fixed expression to leave a field fallow.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to use it in another situation, but no, generally it's related to farmland. You are talking about inactive, right? I mean, a person could be fallow. I mean, we would usually say infertile.
Agricultural term, so.
Yeah, it's an agricultural term.
Okay. The U.S. Drought Monitor is produced by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, and the National Drought Mitigation Center at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. 24/7 Wall Street reviewed the 7 states with the highest proportions of total area classified in at least a state of severe drought as of May 13, 2014. We also reviewed figures recently published by the USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service as part of its 2012 Census of Agriculture.
Thank you very much.
And I guess it was oceanic, yeah?
Sorry, I forgot. Oceanic, that's correct. You were close. You were very close.
Oceanic.
Yeah. Luis, could you read the next bit, please?
Yes. What is PCT?
Percentage.
Percentage, okay. These are the 7 states running out of water. Texas. Percentage severe drought. 56.1%. Percentage extreme drought. 39.9%. 40th highest. Percentage exceptional drought. 20.7%. Third highest. Much of North and Central Texas, including all of the Texas Panhandle, was covered in exceptional drought as of last week. In all, almost 40% of land area in the state experienced extreme drought conditions. Recently, some have said the heavy use of water in natural gas fracking process in North Texas is problematic during the area's drought. Additionally, the drought could have a large impact on the state's agriculture industry.
Thank you.
Texas.
Let me hear you say the word fracking.
Fracking.
Heavy.
Heavy.
Experienced.
Experienced.
Panhandle.
Panhandle.
Fourth highest.
Fourth highest.
Fourth highest.
Fourth highest.
Third highest.
Third highest.
Severe.
Severe.
Excellent. All right. Noelia, Oklahoma, please.
Okay. Oklahoma. Percentage severe drought, 64.5%. Percentage extreme drought, 50.1%, second highest. Percentage exceptional drought, 30.4%, the highest. Severe drought covered over 50% of Oklahoma as of last week, up from roughly 33% 1 year ago. The state's drought worsened from the middle of April, when just 27% of the state experienced severe drought. The state's 80,000 plus farms and nearly 110,000 hired farm workers have been struggling with the drought conditions. The situation is all the more difficult because the state is supposed to be in the midst of its rainy season. An open burn ban is in effect for the western part of the state due to fire hazard resulting from the drought. In March, the Oklahoma Emergency Drought Relief Commission awarded more than $1 million to severe drought-ridden communities in the state.
Thank you. Emergency Drought Relief Commission.
Emergency Drought Relief Commission.
Due to.
Due to.
An open burn ban.
An open burn ban.
Supposed.
Supposed.
310.
310.
Thousand.
1000.
Okay, excellent. Now to Arizona. Samuel, could you please read Arizona?
Arizona, best severe drought, 76.3%. Extreme drought, 7.7%. Ninth highest. Best exceptional drought, 0%. Unlucky, other states suffering the most from drought. None of Arizona experiencing exceptional drought. Severe drought conditions, however, engulfed more than three-quarters of the state as of last week. While dry conditions are not particularly unusual in Arizona at this time of year, the USA Drought Monitor accounts for a local sessions pattern in assessing drought conditions. Moreover, the extreme heat and lighter than average snowfall from the winter have reduced the soil moisture to such a degree that fire hazards are significantly higher.
Hazards.
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 Better. Reduced.
Reduce.
Reduced.
Reduce.
Lighter than average.
Lighter than average.
Assessing.
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 Extreme.
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 Extreme. Extreme.
Excellent. US.
US.
Unusual.
Unusual.
Three-quarters.
Three-quarters.
Engulfed.
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 Better. Experience exceptional.
Experience exceptional. Exceptional.
Experienced exceptional.
Experience exceptional.
Better. Unlike.
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 Perfect. None.
None.
Excellent. All right. Now for Kansas. Ahmed, are you ready to go with Kansas?
Simon, what is a drought-ridden community?
Well, what is drought?
I know. What is drought?
Right? So ridden community means that that community seems to know nothing but drought. They're afflicted by drought.
Ah, I thought they are fighting with, struggling with.
Well, they are, right? I wouldn't say they're fighting, but they're struggling. That's true. Ahmed, could you read Kansas, please?
Okay. Kansas, percentage severe drought 80.8%. Percent extreme drought 48.1%, third highest. Percentage exceptional drought 2.8%, sixth highest. Like several states running out of water, 80% of Kansas was engulfed least severe drought, an increase from 1 year ago when roughly 70% was covered by severe drought. Compared to last May, however, when exceptional drought covered nearly 1/5 of the state, just 2.8% of Kansas was considered extremely high in the severity of the state's drought problem. Kansas Governor Sam Brownback lifted restrictions on taking water from state-owned fishing lakes.
Thank you. Alexandra, New Mexico.
Let me find New Mexico. What is PCT?
That question's already been asked. PCT is percentage.
Percentage. Severe drought, 86.2%. Extreme drought, 33.3%, sixth highest, and exceptional drought, 4.5%, fifth highest. What's the difference between severe and extreme and exceptional? I thought that it's all the same. I don't know.
It's something in the report. They talk about the differences in the report between them. They're defined, but I don't know what the definitions of them are.
For me, similar too.
Yeah, obviously one's worse than the other, right? But to what degree and duration that is, you would actually have to read the report.
More than 86% of New Mexico was covered in severe drought as of last week, more than any state except for Nevada and California. Additionally, 1/3 of the state was in extreme drought, worse than just a month earlier, when only 1/4 of the state was covered in extreme drought. However, conditions were better than they were 1 year ago, when virtually the entire state was in at least severe drought, with more than 80% in extreme drought conditions. NOAA forecasts conditions may improve in much of the state this summer.
Thank you. Isaac, could you read Nevada, please?
I think if they say at least severe drought, then severe is the less
it's the less extreme, but we're going to talk a bit more about that in the next half of the class where we actually have a discussion. Okay. Isaac, could you read Nevada, please?
Yes. Nevada. Percentage serves drought 87.0%. It's extreme drought 38.7%, fifth highest. Exceptional drought 8.2%, fourth highest. Nearly 40% of Nevada was covered in extreme drought last week, among the highest rate in the country. The drought in the state was worsened since the week of April 15, when 33.5% of the states was covered in extreme drought. According to the Las Vegas Valley Winter District, LVVWD, the main cause of drought this year has been below average snowfall in the Rocky Mountains. Melting snow from the Rocky Mountains eventually flows into Lake Mead, which provide most of the Las Vegas Valley with water. John Estimanger, heard of both LVVWD and the Southern Nevada Water Authority, said that the effect of the drought on the state has been every bit of...
Oh, I'm sorry, you're reading my screen. I was just going back to the top. Oh. Well, actually, that's a good stopping point, Isaac, because we're going to have a discussion now. So, Isaac, since you are one of the last to come to the class, I'll give you a bit of a chance to speak. What can you tell us about this story?
I understand that the story is about droughts in various countries, but I'm not actually sure what the overall idea behind this article.
Okay, Samuel, could you share with us what you understand the story to be about?
This is a problem for raining, no? Sorry.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a problem with rain. Okay, what is it a problem with?
It's no raining, no?
Yeah, it's the lack of rain, not that they're getting too much rain. Okay. Raphael, who's not getting rain?
who's not getting rain? Well, these 7 states, I think.
7 states. Do you remember any of the states?
Oklahoma and Kansas, I think.
Yeah, there's certainly some of the states affected. Noelia, what else can you tell us about the story?
I think the problem with the drought is the water reservation is decreasing for agriculture, for consumption.
Thank you, Noelia. Noelia, sorry.
Oh. You said anyone else? Anymore else? I understand it's for class.
It's okay. Well, I'll go to Luis this time. So. Okay, so what is an exceptional drought? What do we consider an exceptional drought? Anyone can answer this. What is an exceptional drought?
What that happens from time to time? That might be a question.
No, it's in the story. They talk about what exceptional drought loss is. We talk about crops and pastures and reservoirs. What is the impact? Ahmed, what's exceptional drought?
I don't know, but probably something could cause fire.
Nope.
No.
Alexandra, what is exceptional drought?
Crop and pastoral loss is widespread, and shortages of well and reservoir water can lead to water emergencies.
Yeah, so that's exactly right. Under exceptional drought, we have losses of crop and pastures. That is widespread. We also have shortages of water from wells and reservoirs. Okay, I'm going to start muting everybody until I find out where the echo is coming from, because that echo is annoying. Oh, Luis, could it be from you?
No, it's not.
Well, somebody else got muted, and it's so. Keep you guys on mute until you're ready to speak, and that avoids some of the echoes that we're having. All right, Samuel.
Yes.
What surprised you about this story?
This is a long time for the drought.
Drought.
This is a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Raphael, what can you tell us?
About the general review? What I understood of the test is that they are undergoing several periods of drought, and this drought is becoming more current, more often, and their impact is getting worse throughout time. And what else? Yes, that's what I understood about the test. Yeah.
Okay, do you guys know what Lake Mead is?
What?
Lake Mead. Do you know what it is? Okay, so it's a major dam in the U.S. or a major reservoir in the U.S.
Yeah, it's like a body of water.
Yeah, so I just put a picture at the bottom of the article, and you can see right there, that's how much water has evaporated. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the old Superman movie, but this is where the dam broke and he tried to save it. That is how much water is currently in Lake Mead. Let me see if I can find you a picture of Lake Mead where it has plenty of water. See, a lot of the pictures I have here shows it empty. Let's try this. Lake Mead full water. Oh, here's a good one. So take a look at this image I just pasted below the other one. Look at how low the water is compared to 1983.
Oh, it's a huge difference.
Would you be worried?
Yeah.
Now, what if I told you that this body of water is responsible for supplying California? California is a huge state. Does anybody know what the population of California is?
No.
Give you an idea that the population of California is bigger than the entire country of Canada.
Yeah.
It supplies agriculture and food to much of North America. So when you look at that photo, and of course the one just recently taken, it shows you how low it actually is. Noelia, what do you think of that?
I think that that humans have taken advantage more than they can, or that they are supposed to. Because that's not normal, because in a few years that difference, and that means that the usage of water has increased, plus no rain. So I mean, I understand that the earth is changing and global warming, but also I consider that the usage that we are doing right now is more than normal, you know?
You need to practice more conservation.
Sorry?
We need to practice more conservation.
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Thank you. Ahmed, give us your thoughts.
Well, I think they need to like to pump water from the ocean or something like that. I don't know. I don't know really. Seriously, I don't know where California is. That's a problem.
Have you tried drinking salt water, sir?
In Saudi Arabia, of course, you don't have like, for example, rivers or something like that. So we have to, I don't know what you call this process, that we use salt water, and I don't know, like we separate salt from water, then we get that to English.
Desalinization.
Desalinization.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a very expensive process.
I see.
Well, reverse osmosis is not that expensive.
It is compared to pulling it out of the ground. It can be 15 times more expensive, reverse osmosis, when dealing with salt water. If you're talking about reverse osmosis with fresh water, so you're taking lake water and you're using reverse osmosis, no, it's not expensive. However, if you're doing it with salt water, then yes, it's about 15 times more expensive.
I know that in the US or in Canada you are not used to this, but I'm from here, the Canary Islands, and we lack of water, so we get drinkable water from the ocean. So we need the desalination.
Right, but the important thing to remember is when you're using desalination techniques,
Yeah.
they're at least 15 times more expensive than groundwater usage or river usage.
Yeah,
Now, you may not have that available, but it's still one of the most expensive ways to get fresh drinking water.
Yes.
Okay, Isaac, what do you think? Right, Luis, tell us what you think.
Yes, I'm wondering here. This water, all this water in the picture is drinking water.
You wonder why it's drinking water, or how?
Because I wonder how can California get energy for the state? It's a waterfall producing energy, or there are another method?
Okay, see, that's a good point. So not only is Lake Mead responsible for providing much of California with its drinking water, it is also responsible for generating electricity. Okay? So if you were to see the Hoover Dam from a different angle, you'll see that they generate electricity from the water. Without a lot of water there, that limits the ability to generate electricity as well. Good point. Samuel, any other comments?
It's possible for other solution send water trucks.
Okay, so transmission of water, that's possible. So what else? We talked about desalination. California's along the ocean, so that's an expensive alternative. What other alternatives are there?
No, I think is better desalination for California or south of United States.
Really?
And yes, this is a process for a long time.
Yeah, but it's very expensive.
And the water truck is only for for punctual problems. No.
Well, what about a pipeline?
Yeah.
Or a canal?
Mm-hmm.
Where in North America do they have a large supply of fresh water?
I don't understand. Sorry, Simon.
Okay, let me ask the question to everybody. Where in North America is there a large supply of fresh water?
Great Lakes?
Well, there's a lot of water in the Great Lakes, but where else?
Maybe the Lake Michigan?
No, those are the Great Lakes.
Yeah, that's among Great Lakes.
From the ice?
Okay, you're getting a little closer. Canada. It's a huge country, the second largest in the world, and a lot of fresh water drains into the Arctic. What if they built a canal from Canada down into the southern states?
The environmental impact would be huge.
All right,
So,
environmental impact.
yeah. So you have to consider that before creating huge and massive construction.
Okay, so building it would be a problem. So instead of the water going into the Arctic, which apparently we're putting so much fresh water into the Arctic, it's slowing down the great conveyor, the ocean conveyor belt. What would be some of the problems with, what could some of the effects on the environment be that if we build a canal from Canada down to California?
The environmental effect. For example, if you go through oh, that's something.
Let me show you guys a little bit of a map here. Okay, so take a look at this map I just pasted. These are the main water drainage basins in North America. This yellow part is pretty much dried up. Okay, there's not a lot of water they can get from there. They've got the ocean, and this is the big one here. A lot of this water drains into Hudson's Bay, which goes into the ocean here. What if they were built? They could dam James Bay here. All the rivers would then feed in here, and then they build a canal down into the Great Lakes, and then down into California. That would be very expensive, but it would work. Or would it? What do you think, Ahmed?
I don't know.
Well, what can they do?
Well, because I was thinking, I don't know what you call these things. I mean, things between countries. I mean, something to do with politician here. We might have another problem in this case. I don't know.
This is true too, but sometimes if your friend is thirsty, do you avoid giving him some water, right?
Yeah, of course. In return, I want something. Tick for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's just an option. There obviously are environmental impacts. How many states are running low on water?
We have read 7. The title says 7.
Yeah, 7. Okay, look what this map is saying too. So most river basins, worsening drought, environmental water quality, and floods. The Great Lakes are experiencing unstable and declining levels of water. And in Hudson's Bay, excessive fresh water causes ice problems with poor fisheries and shorter shipping season. Does this sound like a healthy system? Alexandra, what do you think? Healthy or not healthy?
No, I don't know.
Sounds good to you?
That's complicated.
Why is it complicated?
Well, probably we need to, I don't know, to think find like different solutions for this.
Mm-hmm.
We can't find any in this 1 hour class, we can't find solution really.
Nor do I expect you to. I just want to get you guys, give you guys a chance to discuss, to practice vocabulary, especially in this case related to water and drought.
I think, sorry, just a little comment. I think it could cause a collapse in the economy these regions, because some of these regions they have their economy linked to this to river, and or river or fishing, like the article said, like this graphic shows. So it can cause some problems in the economy of these regions.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Right, so it affects fishing, it affects crops. We need to drink water, right? Very.
Can we? I don't know. I don't know English that word. I mean, like we make, I don't know, artificial clouds. I don't know. We evaporate water, then we carry and we pop there and squeeze.
Okay, so what Ahmed is referring to is called cloud seeding. Okay.
I think that is more expensive.
You know, it might be. I don't know. A couple of years ago, anybody who talked about cloud seeding was thought to be a mental patient.
Yeah, but now China, I think that they are trying to make that work.
Yeah? Yes, and I believe they've tried it in the Middle East as well.
Yes.
I don't know which country, but when you're running low on water, you're willing to try almost anything because the stuff is, in some cases, worth more than oil.
Yeah.
You look at a country that has a ton of fresh water like Canada, and you look at a country like Saudi Arabia that has a ton of oil. Well, what does Saudi Arabia want? Well, more water, drinkable water. What does China want? More drinkable water. We have this thirst for the black gold, but we also have this thirst for water as well. Very interesting conversation. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of another class here. This was a very good class, a very good discussion that we had on water and the problems we're facing in the world today with various droughts, especially in a country such as the United States where you don't think of them having drought problems. I do have another class coming up today, and guess what we're going to be doing in that class, guys?
Reading?
Another academic English class.
Oh.
What I'm trying to do now, it's called double headers. When I have two classes, I'm trying to do the same thing but with a different topic. It's a new theme I'm trying for the next couple of weeks. Is there a topic you guys would like to learn about or read about or discuss next class? Okay, then I'll surprise you.
Something related to technologies?
Technology?
Yes. Like weird, strange apps, or I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, Apple is having a major event next week, so I'll see if I can find something about that, and we'll read that in the next class.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Okay, good. Any last questions about this class, vocabulary used?
No.
No.
No. Well, you guys did really well, and one of the reasons why I share it out the way I do is whenever you have trouble with certain words, I always highlight them, so you can copy that down and take that back and practice those words. Tomorrow, I think, is mostly a vocabulary day. We're going to focus on vocabulary in each class. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of vocabulary coming up this week, and of course, pronunciation as well.
Perfect.
All right, so guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a great day, and I know I'll see some of you later this evening, so in the meantime, have a great dinner, breakfast, or lunch, depending on where you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Sam.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.